Imagine this. You wake up one morning, just like any other day. The sun spills through your window, the world hums along outside, and yet something feels off. You step out of bed, but the floor beneath you feels less solid. Not physically, but existentially. As if everything you've ever known, every belief you've held, is standing on a foundation that was never real to begin with. You shake the feeling off, go about your day, but then something strange happens. A casual conversation with a friend suddenly feels scripted, as if you both rehearsed these words 1,000 times before. The streets you walk, the choices you make, the thoughts running through your head, it all feels eerily predictable, almost as if your life isn't being lived, but played out like an intricate program. And then it hits you. What if everything you think you are is just an illusion? What if the person you believe yourself to be, your name, your memories, your desires, is nothing more than a carefully constructed narrative pieced together by forces you don't even recognize? Your culture, your childhood experiences, the fears and insecurities you've inherited without question. Have they shaped you or have they programmed you? And if that's true, then who are you really? Pause for a moment. Look around you. Every object in your space, every routine you follow, every opinion you hold, how much it was chosen by you, and how much was simply handed to you, absorbed without question. There's a reason you feel trapped. A reason why, no matter how much you achieve, there's always a silent whisper that something is missing. You've been conditioned to believe that life follows a simple formula. Go to school, get a job, find love, chase happiness. But what if that formula was never designed for you to wake up? What if the reality you live in is not real at all, but a dream, woven by unseen forces that have dictated who you are, what you desire, and even what you believe is possible? And the scariest part? You've never questioned it. Until now. Because once you see the truth, you can never unsee it. And what happens next changes everything. If you feel a strange discomfort settling in, that's good. It means you're beginning to see the cracks in the illusion. But to truly understand why life feels this way, to grasp why your existence often seems scripted, predictable, and hollow, we need to go deeper. Carl Jung once said, "Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate." Think about that for a moment. What if your choices, where you live, who you love, what you fear, aren't truly yours? What if they were embedded in you long before you even had a chance to choose? From the moment you were born, you were given a story, not one you wrote, but one written for you by your parents, your teachers, your society. You were taught what's right and what's wrong, what's possible and what's impossible. You were given a name, an identity, a set of rules to follow, and you were told, this is who you are. But is it? Friedrich Nietzsche warned of herd morality, the idea that most people never truly think for themselves. Instead, they adopt the beliefs of the crowd, convinced they are making their own choices when, in reality, they are merely following an invisible script, the script of the system. Arthur Schopenhauer went even further, arguing that human desires are not ours at all, but mere illusions of free will. We think we want success, money, love, but do we? Or were we simply conditioned to chase these things because society told us they equal happiness? Here's the terrifying part. Your mind is not your own. You have been programmed since childhood to crave validation, to conform, to seek security over truth. Your fears, your anxieties, even your dreams, are they truly yours, or were they installed by the world around you? And if that's the case, then who is living your life right now? Because of the thoughts in your head, the emotions you feel, the very identity you cling to have been shaped by forces outside of you. Then who are you without them? And more importantly, what happens when you wake up? Imagine waking up one day and realizing you've been living someone else's life. Every decision you've made, every goal, every fear, every desire wasn't truly yours. It was planted in your mind, cultivated by unseen forces. But what happens when you finally see the illusion? At first, there's a deep, unsettling emptiness, a sense of loss, like something inside you is shattered, because of your thoughts, beliefs, and ambitions were never truly yours. Then what remains? Who are you beyond the script? Most people never reach this realization. They live their entire lives inside the illusion of choice, believing they're in control, while being subtly directed by culture, biology, and subconscious programming. And here's the worst part. The system rewards those who stay asleep. Society is built on compliance. The moment you begin to question, you become a threat. Friends may pull away. Family may call you lost or rebellious. The world will try to drag you back into comfort, back into certainty, because an awakened mind is dangerous. Jean-Paul Sartre spoke of bad faith, the human tendency to deceive oneself, to live in roles instead of raw existence. People trap themselves in careers they hate, relationships that drain them, and ideologies that suffocate them, all because the unknown is terrifying. They choose the cage because freedom demands responsibility. But what if you refuse? What if you reject the script entirely? Here's the truth. If you see through the illusion, you can never unsee it. The way you look at people, at success, at life itself, it will all change. Things that once mattered, social status, validation, chasing an ideal self, will start to feel hollow. You'll begin to notice how society keeps people addicted to distractions, how media manufactures desires, how fear is used to control. Most people fear this awakening. They cling to their illusions because facing the unknown means stepping into a void. And in that void, you are truly alone. But what if this emptiness is not the end? What if it's the beginning? There comes a moment when you stand at the edge of everything you once believed, staring into the unknown. The illusion is shattered, and now you have a choice: retreat into comfortable ignorance or step forward into a new reality. Most people go back. They silence the questions, numb the discomfort, and slip back into the life they were given. But you're still here, and that means you're ready for rebellion. But here's the paradox. The rebellion isn't against society. It's against yourself. You are the prison and the prisoner. The chains that hold you were forged in your own mind by fears you never questioned, beliefs you never examined, and a reality you accepted without resistance. The war is internal. Carl Jung called this process individuation, the journey of breaking free from collective programming and becoming your authentic self. But this is not an easy road. It is a path of outcasts, thinkers, and visionaries, the ones who saw the world for what it truly is and refuse to look away. But how do you begin? First, destroy the script. Every idea about who you should be, question it. Every fear that stops you, face it. Every belief you hold, interrogate it. Ask yourself, where did this come from? Who benefits from me believing this? Second, detach from false desires. So much of what people chase, money, fame, validation, are just distractions designed to keep them compliant. What do you truly want? Not what you've been told to want. Strip everything away until you find something that is truly yours. Third, embrace the void. Most people fear the emptiness that comes after awakening, the absence of certainty, of external meaning. But this emptiness is freedom. It is a space where you can finally create yourself. Because here's the ultimate truth. Nothing has meaning until you give it meaning. The world will not hand you purpose. You must build it yourself. And when you do, when you finally step beyond fear, beyond illusion, beyond the life you were given, you become untouchable. But there is one final piece, the deepest realization, the one that changes everything. You've come this far. You've questioned the illusions, torn down the walls, and faced the terrifying emptiness of existence. But there's one final realization, the one that changes everything. Reality is not something you live in. It's something you create. Since the moment you were born, you were handed a script. You were taught what is true, what is possible, and what is normal. But those rules, they were never real. They were just ideas powerful enough to shape your perception. But now you understand, and that means you are free. Think about this. If the world is nothing more than a collection of narratives, then the only thing separating you from the life you want is the story you choose to believe. The people who change the world don't follow reality. They rewrite it. This is why some rise while others fall. Why some see opportunities while others see barriers. Why some live lives of greatness while others fade into obscurity. It's not intelligence. It's not luck. It's not talent. It's the ability to take control of the story. You are not just a character in this world. You are the author. This is why ancient mystics, modern philosophers, and even quantum physicists all point to the same fundamental truth. Reality bends perception. You don't see the world as it is. You see it as you are. But now you have a choice. You can walk away from this revelation. Let it sit in the back of your mind like an interesting thought, and nothing will change. You'll wake up tomorrow, fall back into old patterns, and continue living the same story. Or you can take the harder path. You can wake up every day and consciously shape your reality. You can reject limitations. You can rewrite the script. You can live as if you were free, because you are, and if you do, life will never be the same again.